All right, so in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to set up and use the AI Press software. So the first thing we'll need to do is install it on our site. So if you scroll down on the page you're currently on, there will be a download link. That will download as a zip file. You can leave that file exactly as it is. Then come over to your WordPress site, and we're going to go to Plugins, Add New. And then up here, we're going to choose Upload Plugin and choose File. So we're going to choose that file we just downloaded, which is WP AI Press Zip. And then we're going to click on Install Now and then Activate. So I already have it installed, so I'm going to skip that part. But again, you just hit Install Now. And once you do that, over here, you will see the AI Press menu item. So before using the plugin, the first thing we're going to need to do is come in here to Settings. So if we want the software to pull royalty-free images from Pixabay, we will just need our Pixabay developer key. That's completely free to get, and we have a separate video on getting that key down below on this page. Now for your ChatGPT API key, we also have a separate video on that, but essentially you're just going to put your API key in there. Now their API is incredibly cheap. You're literally going to pay pennies for using it. So it's not really an expense you have to be worried about, but you do need to set up an API account. You need to put a billing method on file, so that'll just automatically bill when you reach a certain threshold. But again, you don't have to worry about getting out of control. It's very, very cost effective. Literally just costs like pennies to make requests. So make sure you have that billing method in there, and then come back here and insert your API key and then click Save Settings. So once you have that in there, now we can start using the 4 tools. So I'm going to start with the ChatGPT posts. Now this is kind of just your standard post. You can ask it any question you would like. So for example, I'm just going to ask it, what are the 10 best backyard trees and the benefits of each? Now to get more in-depth content, you just have to ask more in-depth questions. So I could ask, what are the 10 best backyard trees? And I'll just get a list of them. So I'm going to add extra to that. So I'm going to add the benefits of each, or I could put growing tips, or just a more detailed question to get a more detailed response. And then you hit generate, and it is going to create that content for me. So it created that content. So now I have my list all ready to go. So we can choose a category. We can also add a featured image. So the featured image is just an image you already have you can use, or we can use Pixabay. So let's say I just search for a maple tree, and here are some images I can use coming from Pixabay. So they're all royalty free. So you can kind of see the images it brings back. I'm just going to choose one. And then to get the article on our site, we click on Create Article. So that has been added. If I go take a look at it, you can see it is right here. So we have our first article posted, all set and ready to go. And now again, we can keep using this search box as many times as we want to add as many articles as we want. Next, we have ChatGPT images. So here we just describe an image that we want the software to create. So let's say I put backyard trees and have it create me an image on that. So you can see it created me an image of a backyard tree. So I have that image ready to go. Now to add that to my media library, which will put it in our media folder on our site, we just simply click Add Image to Library. And now that will be available to go out and use on any of the posts we create. And again, you can make as many images as you would like. Next, we have the rewriter. Very simple. Just paste in text, hit generate, and it will rewrite it for you using ChatGPT. So not a lot of explanation needed on that. Just paste in your content, generate, and it'll kick out a fresh new version of it. And then the last tool we have is the ChatGPT review. So now this one's a little different. What we need to do is actually enter in a product name, and that is all we want to enter, just the name of a product we want a review written on. So for example, if I put Ring Video Doorbell and hit generate, it's going to write me a review on the Ring Video Doorbell. So we have this one custom modified to create reviews. So it's going to bring in an introduction. It's going to give you the pros and cons, the features, and also a conclusion. So you don't have to ask it a bunch of different prompts. You just simply put in the name of a product and it will write the review for you. So you can see that here. It has gone ahead and written that review. Now, if we want to change the title of the product review, we update it up here. So I'm going to change this to Ring Video Doorbell Review, and I'm going to do that before I hit Create Article. I'm going to get rid of this part that it brought in, and then I'm going to hit Create Article, and now it'll use that new one as a title. So you can see whatever we updated in the search box, it uses that as the title for our post. So now that one is complete. And again, we can repeat this for as many products as we would like. So again, we tried to make this as straightforward as possible, as easy to use as possible. And you can see right here, it's just as simple as giving it a question or a product name, and you're all set and ready to go. Now, if you do run into issues where you say you put in a product name, you hit generate and it says null, N-U-L-L, that means there's an issue with your ChatGPT API key. And if that happens, again, I would refer you to the video down below about making sure your API account is set up correctly. So that is how you get started with the plugin. Let me know if you have any questions.